Hello everybody, my name is JohnnyFerno, and welcome to Death Battle! Scrooge McDuck versus Shovel Knight. Now, when it comes to these two characters, I never imagined that these two would be in a battle together. Because yes, some have pointed out that Shovel Knight's downward thrust is very like Scrooge's freaking cane. I don't know the joke name there for it. The jumping cane. I don't know if that's it. I think there's something else. But, in any case, I never imagined that we would have these two fight each other. I really didn't. Because, well, I don't see Scrooge McDuck as a fighter. But, last time, as they revealed that it was Scrooge, and I was all like, wow. Many people came to his defense in the comments. They're talking about how he had been through a lot, and like, how he wasn't as vulnerable as one would think he is. And, after looking through some of my age-old Donald Duck comics in my massive pile, Donald Duck, Scrooge McDuck is a lot tougher than I initially remembered. And by the way, if you're waiting for a certain joke just because I'm talking about Scrooge McDuck, it may come up. But anyway, I just cannot imagine what he has that can rival Shovel Knight. I mean, it will be awful to watch good old Scrooge die, because it's goddamn Scrooge McDuck. You cannot help but love the guy, even though he is kind of an asshole, but he's that kind who has a heart of gold, who knows what is best, but his greed and his lust for money just... or as the cartoon said it, gold fever. Yeah, but yeah, I cannot think of what kind of thing he has that can rival Shovel Knight and his array of magical artifacts and weapons and stuff. I need to change my camera for a moment. But I am excited to see what they're going to do with this and like what direction they're going. And I love both these characters. I love both the franchise that they are from. I love Scrooge from the comics and the cartoons, and I love Shovel Knight from the game that is named after him, because they are really good games. They really are. Like Shovel Knight and its expansion Plague of Shadows are excellent. If you haven't played Shovel Knight yet, get it on your PC, Wii U, 3DS, and whatever the hell console. I think you can get it on your fridge. Just get it and play it because it's great. But we're not here to just praise good things. We're also here to enjoy them killing each other. So let's get ready to dive and swim through piles of gold and jewelry with Shovel Knight and Scrooge McDuck. 3, 2, 1, go! Alright. And there's the new design thing again, so yeah.
Some people adventure for wealth. For others, the wealth is in the adventure.
Haven't we already had this fight?
If you can bounce off your enemies' heads.
Like Scrooge McDuck,
alright, here we go.
The wealthiest waterfowl to ever live.
And Shovel Knight, a shining example of the code of chivalry. He's Whiz and I'm Boomstick.
A reason why I love Shovel Knight games so much is because of the puns.
Armor and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Alright. Excited to see what they will go with this. There's that music.
In 1867, Scrooge McDuck was born to a poor family in Glasgow, Scotland.
And he's from Scotland.
He grew up
He's Scottish, and that's right. That's the reason why I really love him.
Scrooge's father took him to see the remains of the old McDuck clan castle. See, their family wasn't always super poor, and Scrooge was inspired by the sight of their former glory. So the next day, he got a job and earned his first money ever.
It is
a dime.
His lucky coin.
The problem was, it was an American dime, and Scrooge was in Scotland. Naturally feeling pretty cheated, Scrooge swore he'd build his fortune by being, I quote, tougher than the toughies and sharper than the sharpers.
Yep.
So he
Scrooge is pretty cool.
America to start his quest for wealth. And judging by his money vault today, where he literally swims in gold,
even though that would be kind of impossible and very painful as far as I've heard.
No obstacle was too difficult to keep him from fortune. By my estimations, his entire net worth today rests around $300 quadrillion.
Rich as he is, he's got to defend his treasure trove somehow. So this wealthy waterfowl's got more guns than I do. Not to mention the trusty cannons he has hidden around.
Oh yeah, he has many traps in his vault.
Nothing like some old-fashioned artillery for home defense.
Scrooge also has a number of unorthodox high-tech firearms.
or as normal people call them, laser guns. My favorite is the one that can shoot through solid steel titanium. It's called the Burglar Stunner, but I'm pretty sure that'll do a hell of a lot more than stun you.
Well,
I kind of forget how many crazy weapons he has.
And anti-inertia rays. By removing a target's natural friction and inertia, these guns can turn a foe so slippery they can't grip anything, or take away all momentum from that foe's movement and weight. Without friction, a person will slide miles upon miles with no hope of stopping themselves. Without inertia, a cannonball will have even less impact than falling leaves, though it is important to note that these guns do not affect personal gravity.
Yeah, science and stuff.
Yep.
If I were him, I'd prefer the feel of one of his rifles or swords.
Or his signature sidearm, his trusty cane.
What's so special about a dusty old cane, you ask?
Oh,
well, just look at the old quack go. Not every duck can turn their cane into both a club and a pogo stick.
Pogo cane, that was the name I was thinking
Scrooge's
of.
thirst for wealth has pushed his body past many preconceived limits.
Yeah,
he possesses
tough.
incredible strength, speed, and durability.
Not to mention, the dude's got some serious huevos. One time when he was stuck in the savannah, he walked right up to a lion, beat it in a roaring match, and then just rode it all the way to town.
He's also a surprisingly skilled marksman.
Like some sort of gun-toting Mr. Miyagi, he can shoot.
Again, I kind of forget how tough he is.
Precision.
And he's no slouch with a blade. Apparently, Buffalo Bill taught him how to knife fight in, Injun style. And now's a great time to remind you that Scrooge is pretty old. It was a different time.
Yeah.
Racism aside, it takes a lot to put this mighty mallard down. He survived the Titanic sinking, being frozen solid in the Yukon, fighting hordes of wild animals, and taking a cannon shot to the face before being dragged through a minefield. He's even survived a trip to the literal center of the Earth.
They are the best.
If you've forgotten, is pretty much super lava.
That's putting it mildly. The Earth's core is estimated to be well over 9,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, the physics of comics and cartoons,
which can reach 75 miles.
I forget how crazy they can be.
He stopped at charging water buffalo, which can weigh up to 2,600 pounds.
And did you ever hear that legend where George Washington threw a silver dollar across the Potomac River? Well, Scrooge can do that too. And he even caught the coin on the other side. Because Scrooge isn't gonna waste a single dollar.
Seems pretty impressive, but Scrooge has some massively problematic flaws.
He's greedy.
Least of all is his age. He's 150 years old.
150? I didn't know that.
In a fight.
And why can't he fly? I mean, he's a duck with his own private plane.
Made of gold.
He has human teeth, and they really should just hire a poultry scientist at Disney. Oh, I'll send my resume.
Well, more importantly would be his overpowering greed. He can often lose sight of his goals or explode into an uncontrollable rage if someone threatens his wealth.
He is pretty selfish and has a one-track mind. I don't know if the uncontrollable rage part, though, is such a bad thing.
Certainly not in some situations. Like the time Soapy Slick tried to rip Scrooge off, steal his property, and humiliate him by chaining him to a steamboat and making fun of his letters from home, including one informing Scrooge of his mother's passing.
That's more than enough to piss Scrooge off. So much that he literally tore the entire boat apart with his bare hands. Or wings. Holy damn, that's some real foul strength.
Just goes to show that nothing can stand between Scrooge and his wealth.
I don't know which was wilder in those days, the wolves or me.
His Scottish accent is awesome. And yeah, nothing comes between his gold. And sometimes family.
The world was wild, and adventurers roamed the land.
Alright, now for one of the best platformers I've ever played.
Shield Knight and Shovel Knight.
You can tell how good they are by the giant piles of loot behind them.
Shovel Knight and Shield Knight traveled together, and they were the stuff of
I guess Shovel Knight is going to like invade Scrooge's vault to try and get the money.
When he woke
Treasury.
up, Shield Knight was gone and the tower was sealed shut. And boy, did that bum him out. So, like all depressed heroes, he abandoned everything and went to the wilderness to do a bunch of farming and most likely drinking.
Soon after,
I love Shovel Knight's music. It is so good.
Took power, along with a group of villainous knights known as the Order of No Quarter. Get it? It's funny.
Yeah.
So
it's funny.
Maybe retiring wasn't the most responsible idea.
I don't laugh, but it's funny.
Man's gotta mourn, Wiz. Man's gotta mourn.
You mean like when you took a week off to mourn after your divorce? Because I'm pretty sure all you did was get drunk and shoot fireworks at my house.
Ah, yeah. Man, that was
Oh,
a really
God.
good mourn. Well, anyway,
I
Shovel Knight
need to
breaks
see
his last
comics
long
made
after the
of Wisdom
Enchantress and her
Boomstick and their
knights took over the
shenanigans.
land. The Tower of Fate
That would be
sealed.
so cool.
Knowing it was his only chance to find out what happened to Shield Knight, he dug back into action. And with him, he took his
Oh
mightiest
yes!
weapon,
Awesome time for digging
a
puns.
shovel.
Don't sell it short. It's not just any shovel, it's a shovel blade. And thanks to its surprisingly versatile nature, it can slash through anything from rats to...
Holy crap! Did he just kill a dragon with that thing?
Yes,
A bubble
he
spewing
did.
dragon.
That reminds me of the time I made my own weapon out of a yard tool. I miss my rake blade.
Oh dear.
But everyone got really confused and offended whenever I yelled my catchphrase, "Prepare to get raked!"
Oh.
So I stopped using it.
Oh. Oh, probably smart.
Yeah.
Well, thanks to the Shovel Blade's unique attributes, Shovel Knight has a repertoire of deadly attacks, his signature being the Shovel Drop.
This deadly downward drop allows him to dig into his enemies, pogo stick style. Now, where have I seen that before?
He
Yeah.
also has a charge attack that, when unleashed, does massive damage and can even penetrate armor. If his enemy is more than a scoop's reach away, he can strike the earth to fire a dangerous spark
Strike
that
the
travels
earth.
along the ground.
You know what else it's good for? Digging up all of that sweet, sweet treasure.
But the Shovel Blade is far from his only weapon. Throughout
Nope.
his journey,
He
Shovel
has a
Knight
lot of
acquired
artifacts.
many magical relics.
Relics,
which are
that was the
quite
name.
handy in battle, though they do require access to a limited supply of magic to use.
Which sometimes is a
He can
pain
set
to
stuff
find
on
because
fire
you
with
use
the
it too
flare
much.
wand, or
Not that I
punch
do
through
it.
compact dirt with a dust
I know how to
knuckle.
save.
He can also take the wind out of his enemies with the throwing anchor, or fly
Wow.
a short distance with the
I
propeller.
could never
dagger.
do that.
If Shovel
And that
Knight
thing
needs
is
to
cool.
kill bad guys in those hard-to-reach spaces, he has his trusty Chaos Orb, which acts like a bouncy ball of doom.
He also possesses the Mobile Gear, a mechanism which allows him to traverse dangerous terrain. such
Are
as
those like
spikes and
extra
small
trailers?
gaps
Where
and
did those come from?
Mobile gear. But
Mobile-
my favorite relic is the
I have to
War Horn,
use
which
it for
is
the-
kinda like the horn of Uganda.
Mobile gear.
It makes people explode.
Shovel
Sorry.
Knight carries a few defensive
I couldn't
relics
help
as
myself.
well.
Yeah, like those sweet fish.
And when I can't help
goblins.
myself, I do things.
You mean the Truple
Like
Chalice?
not listening.
These special liquid receptacles can carry ichors, substances which, when drunk, provide certain benefits to Shovel Knight.
Some
Most
of them more
notably
useful
the
than
Ichor of
others.
Renewal, which fully restores his health and magic.
And how do you get such a useful liquid? From a bunch of fish that perform an interpretive dance and spit in your cup.
The Trouples are awesome!
Show.
Don't you dare say
Last
anything
but
against it.
not
The
least
Trouples
is the
are
Phase
awesome.
Locket. This relic allows Shovel Knight to pass through his enemies and even grants him temporary invincibility while under its effect.
Like all good knights, our shovel-wielding friend protects himself with a suit of shining armor. Actually, he's got a few of them.
Some more
His
useful
most
than
capable
others.
all-around set is the Dynamo Mail. Along with providing the kind of defense you need for fighting the forces of evil, it has an added bonus. Hitting just about anything with his shovel drop builds up a powerful charge attack.
Normally, a large suit of armor comes with a lot of extra weight, but Shovel Knight doesn't let that slow him down.
Even in full plate, our delving hero seemingly never tires and is agile enough to dodge everything from cannonballs to fireballs.
Actually, the weight is more of a bonus since his attack of choice is bouncing on heads. Where's math that?
On it, comparing
Oh,
his
dear.
height to these doors, Shovel Knight appears to be about 4 feet 6 inches tall. Given
That's
his broad physique,
short.
he likely weighs approximately 100
He's a little
pounds at
dude.
most. In the 14th century, a knight's plate armor for combat typically weighed about 60 pounds. Scaling to Shovel Knight's height, his armor likely weighs 50 pounds. Including the 5-pound shovel, he must drop with a force of over 6,700 joules of kinetic energy.
What is that?
In comparison, Mike Tyson can punch with up to 1,600 joules and has knocked out 44 people in the ring.
Oh, damn.
And Shovel Knight's striking power is over 4 times stronger than that.
Oh, that's
Good
what's right.
job! No
And that's
wonder
hard.
Shovel Knight was able to take down the entire Order of No Quarter, including a giant steampunk mech and the Enchantress herself.
He's also
that was
stubborn
cool.
enough to hold his breath underwater for an impressively indefinite amount of time. And he even held his own against the Battletoads and Kratos,
Yep.
the upcoming god of war.
What the hell?
Yeah,
Really?
DLC
That's
stuff.
Awesome. Guess you sell enough games, you can get anybody.
Of course.
But even after all that, Shovel Knight doesn't seem the most intelligent
Ow.
warrior. After all, the only reason he gave up on Shield Knight for so long is because he just assumed she was dead.
Still, he's one deadly warrior who isn't afraid to put his enemies 6 feet under. You know,
Because he's going to dig their own graves. That was a cool boss fight.
All right, the combatants
All
are
right.
set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
I'm going to go with my heart and choose
I've got some free
Scrooge.
food for you.
Come on, old man. All right, the phone called. So now I'm back and I'll start right now here before the battle. All right, all right. 3, 2, 1, go. Nice music. Money! Who did the 8-bit art? That is so adorable and cool at the same time. All the chests in the world. Oh, I cannot. Okay, Scrooge, my dear sir. You go. Alright! Jesus Christ! Show some respect for your elders, old young man. Dust Knuckles. I love how they talk and rage in 8-bit mode. Four! Another one, another one, another one. Jesus! The dive! Yeah, the thing about the Shovel Knight's dive attack is he can only bounce if he hits something. With Scrooge, as far as I've seen, he can bounce indefinitely. Scrooge! Of course we're going to battle in his pile of money. Yeah, Shovel Knight is going to like this. Alright, come on. You can do this, Scrooge. He doesn't match... Yeah, sorry, he has armor. But Scrooge doesn't match his physical might, but he should have the tools, I think. Whoa, nice use of the promotional art. Oh dear. Oh dear! Oh! Oh! Scrooge!
Damn, that's cold. With
Wow.
his own weapon.
Shovel Knight might have been able to uphold the code
Ow.
of chivalry, but he could not hold up to Scrooge's wealth of experience and superior strength.
Aside from the extra 100+ years
All
of
right, he has
experience
strength.
he's got over Shovel Knight, Scrooge's feats blew him out of the water. For example, there's no way that Shovel could have put him down very quickly when he's powered through a minefield like it's nothing.
And remember how he threw a coin across the Potomac River and rode across fast enough to catch it? Well, we know the average width of the river is 1,300
Comic
feet,
book physics.
and he threw the coin at an angle of 20 degrees. After
They're mad.
economic
They're crazy.
calculations, This means he must have thrown the coin, boarded his boat, rowed across the entire river, and exited the boat to catch the coin in less than 5.4 seconds. This means he must have been rowing the boat at speeds well over 164 miles per hour.
Jesus, how fast are his arms moving there?
To make all of that work, at least 14,400 rotations per minute.
Jesus.
That's ducking awesome.
He is
Ducking.
strong enough to rip
Ah!
apart a steamboat after all. But regardless
I would've said
of Scrooge's
quacking.
power, Shovel Knight had very little options to defend against the Duck's wackier, physics-breaking weaponry.
Yeah, he doesn't
Those
have
that
many
could buy him some
defensive
time could
options
only
now that I
last for
think
so
about it.
long due to his limited supply of magic.
Plus, Scrooge has fought knights and magicians before, while Shovel Knight never fought anyone quite like Scrooge McDuck. Looks like Shovel Knight dug his own grave.
The winner is Scrooge McDuck.
Alright. Give it up for old Scrooge.
Next time
So who's
on
next?
Death Battle.
What the Oh! Venom! Awesome! Spider-Man's nemesis. Oh, well, at least in my opinion, Venom is.
Hey guys, I'm Chad.
Cool. I wonder who he's going to go up against.
We've got Venom from Marvel. But who's he going to be fighting? You can stick to our social media. We'll be announcing it very shortly.
I'm pretty sure all of you guys already know it, so you can just tell me in the comments. But if you see someone already has told me, please don't tell me then, because I don't need my whole comment section to be spammed by the same thing. But okay, so that was Scrooge McDuck versus Shovel Knight, and okay, I hoped that Scrooge would win, but damn Scrooge, I didn't know he would be that brutal. But yeah, when you're up against someone who has comic book physics on their side, you're kind of out of luck, because they have basically cheat codes for life. I don't know. But yeah, that was rough. That was cool. That was awesome. And I'm so happy to see. I'm sad that Shovel Knight lost, but I'm happy to see that good old Scrooge McDuck won. He's loved by all. And people would be pretty sad if old Scroogey got killed. But I doubt that they did this only for the fans and all that kind of stuff. Like people said they've done with many other things. But you know what? I like Scrooge and I'm happy he won. Alright. So that was a cool fight. Got reminded of a few things about Scrooge. So that's just cool. But anyway, my dear friends, thank you all so very much for watching. Please tell me in the comments below what you think about this battle, my reaction, and my whole channel in general. Please tell me both positive and negative, so I can use it all to grow and evolve into a better entertainer for you guys. But as always, my dear friends, thank you all so very much for watching. My name is JohnnyFerno, and I'll see you guys next time.